At the end of the day, it saves more money because what does a work requirement do? Instead of borrowing money from China to pay somebody to sit on the couch, we now give them the process to go get a job. Every study has shown when you do that, it puts more people to work. And when they work, what happens? More people are paying into Social Security and Medicare.
It's just undue hardship. It's sick, it's cruel, and all it does is satisfy the Republican Party's need to punish someone. Now, Lily Roberts, writing for the Center for American Progress earlier this year, said that work requirements for welfare end up costing more than it saves. Work requirements for welfare end up costing more than it saves. Well, of course it does. And it creates the very thing Republicans purport to hate the most, layer upon layer of bureaucracy. She writes that Arkansas in 2018 insisted that recipients of Medicaid find work. But that didn't increase the number of people working. 16,000 residents of Arkansas lost their health care coverage because they couldn't find work, and they were left to die. Let me repeat. Austerity, because we don't tax the rich, 16,000 residents of Arkansas lost their Medicaid and were left to die. And the experiment ended up costing the state of Arkansas, as well as the federal government, $26 million. Why? It cost $26 million to implement the procedure of forcing people who need Medicaid to work. You got to keep track of these people, make sure they're working. All that newly created paperwork cost Arkansas $26 million. And employment, nobody found work. At the time, Arkansas's Republican governor was Asa Hutchinson, who is now running for president. He's challenging Donald Trump as the more moderate, kinder, and gentler Republican. 16,000 residents of Arkansas lost their Medicaid because of Asa Hutchinson. Iowa is now implementing, this is my favorite. You're going to love this. Iowa is now implementing work requirements in order to receive food stamps. It is estimated the bureaucracy created to administer these work requirements will cost 2.5 times more than the food stamps. Do you mind if I repeat that 1,000 more times? It is estimated the bureaucracy Iowa created to administer work requirements for food stamps will end up costing Iowa 2.5 times more than the food stamps. This is what Kevin McCarthy has put on the table in the debt ceiling talks, making people work for food stamps and Medicaid. He is proposing that in order to bring down the debt, we spend more on punishing needy people than on what it costs to give them a helping hand. It's cheaper to help people. I wish I was making all this up. I really do. Republican policy isn't about cutting deficits or saving money. It never was. It's about making a handful of Americans richer by lowering their taxes. And the Republicans get away with this by satisfying the bloodlust of financially illiterate Republican voters who want to punish someone, anyone, even when it's themselves. And yes, I do agree the debt ceiling is too high. I do agree that America must live within its means. Don't spend money, America, that you don't have. But that doesn't mean that we cut spending. It means taxing billionaires out of existence. And we can start getting rid of billionaires by getting rid of the Trump tax cuts.